What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel and to another debt payoff update. Happy New Year, happy 2022. I hope you guys enjoyed the holidays. I hope you had a happy and safe New Year for you and your families and your friends. It is very exciting today. I am ready to talk debt. I'm ready to talk debt payoff. We made some moves in December. So let's get into our December debt payoff update. December 2021 marks the end of year 2 of our debt-free journey. And so I am gonna be making a video later this week. It'll be going up that talks about like a recap of our debt-free journey year 2 and comparing it to year 1. And then also making some predictions and projections about our debt-free date and like some other stuff we're gonna be doing in the next couple years. So I'm really excited to share all that with you guys because it's taken a few years to get to the point where we can kind of plan for an end. And I already mentioned this a little bit on Instagram, so if you're not following me on Instagram, I'll put my Instagram right down here. I tell you guys some of my stuff more like in real time on there. But anyway, so that video will be coming later this week, but this is just gonna be our December debt payoff update. It won't be like a recap of the whole year. Okay, December was our biggest debt payoff month ever by like a long shot. And I already made a video talking about how we paid off our home equity line of credit, and I made a whole dedicated video to that because I was so excited. I felt like it deserved its own moment, and so yeah, that was very exciting. So you know some of the details of that, but I'm gonna put it into perspective for our whole debt payoff picture and where we ended up for the year. So let's start out by looking at our goals for December because we obviously like way exceeded them. When December started, I hadn't decided that we were going to try to pay off our home equity line of credit that month. So we had set a goal to pay $2,977 towards student loans and our home equity line of credit, and then we wanted to finish the year / debt-free journey year 2 strong. So we definitely hit both of those goals by a lot. And just from our regular budget, let me see, we wanted to pay $2,977. We paid $3,103 towards debt from our regular budget. So we did exceed the goal we'd set from our budget by like a little bit, and the rest of our debt payoff actually came from our emergency fund. I've talked about this, but we had a $30,000 emergency fund between my business emergency fund and our personal fund, and we decided to bump that down to 15 and use the rest to pay off our home equity line of credit. And we actually used 1,000 more. I wasn't gonna do that because I don't know why. I don't know why I was gonna do it. I was gonna leave it for January because I thought we'd have $1,000 in January we could put towards paying off. But then when it came down to it, I was like, I just wanna get this debt paid off. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm like getting too excited to talk about this. Let me pull up the debt payoff spreadsheet so we can like look at some actual numbers, and then I'll get into the details. Okay, so this is our debt payoff spreadsheet. If you like this spreadsheet that I use every single month in my videos, then it's actually available for purchase in my Etsy shop. And my Etsy shop, I will link in the video description. It is a instant download to Google Sheets, and it comes with a detailed video tutorial along with me every month showing you how I use it for our debt-free journey. Okay, so for December, I'm just gonna scroll all the way over so we can just focus in on December. Well, I'll leave a couple months, but basically for December, we started out with a balance of $16,289 in our home equity line of credit. And there was some interest that accrued. So by the time I did the payoff, we paid $16,311. But basically we paid $16,000 from our emergency funds, and then $311 was from like our actual budget. So $16,000, I had only planned to use $15,000 of our emergency funds. So you'll see if you watched my January budget with me video that we are not really paying a lot extra towards debt, and we had budgeted money to go towards our emergency fund to get it back up to $15,000. So I think we put in $500 in January, and then we'll put in the rest over the next like month or two, and then we'll start paying more payments towards debt once we've got our emergency fund replenished. So it'll only take a couple months, and I'm totally fine with that. I'd rather do that than take like a month or two to pay off the last $1,000 of that home equity line of credit. So it's nice to just have it done, end the year with a big debt payoff. It was just very motivating. I cannot tell you how good it felt to make that payment and to see another box turn green on the spreadsheet. So let's take a look at the spreadsheet. $16,289. Now that balance is 0, and so that's super exciting. We just have these 2 debts left, which are our student loans. So my husband's student loans started out with a balance of $85,770, and mine was at $187,106. And so we started the month with $289,165, and then we paid $19,103 towards debt. So like I said, $16,000 was from emergency funds, and then $3,103 was from our actual budget. And then of that, $18,405 went towards principal and $698 went towards interest. So you'll see we've been in the 700s for a while for interest, and I think we're now in the 600s. So that's super exciting. And so we ended the year, or the month, both, with a balance of $270,760 of debt. So it feels good. We're very close to the 260s. We started out with close to 400,000. We're kind of approaching the $250,000 mark. That's something we're gonna hit this year. I'm actually gonna talk about that in a second. And it feels like a more, I don't know, just feels like a more realistic amount of debt to pay off for us. Like, we're slowly approaching an amount of debt that is equal to the amount of income we can make in a year. So we're not gonna hit it this year, I don't think, but definitely in 2023, we're going to surpass that. Like, our income is going to be higher, like our annual income is gonna be higher than the total amount of debt we have. So that's gonna be a really exciting milestone, because I think that's been the most stressful part of it. If you guys are in that position where your debt is more than how much you make in a year, there's just something different about how it feels, and it's just a different level of difficult to get out of, and a longer amount of time it's going to take you to pay it off. But we're approaching the point, we're getting in more in the range of where our income is going to be near the amount of debt we have. So that's getting to be a good feeling. So we ended the year with my husband's student loans at $85,157 and my student loans at $185,603. That is a total debt payoff of 31%. So we were at 26% last month, and then it bumped us up 5% by paying off that home equity line of credit. So that was really cool to have it jump that much. One of the goals I had set for 2022 was to hit 1/3 of our debt paid off, and we're already at 31%. So to get to 33%, we're definitely gonna hit that. Total debt paid off since we started our debt-free journey is $121,651. And again, it just I know we have a long way to go, but just seeing how much we've paid off, $121,000 in 2 years, it just feels like we can do it. It feels more secure as time goes on, knowing that okay, we are capable of doing this, and it's not gonna take multiple decades to do so. So that's a great feeling. Yeah, like I said, there's more analysis that I wanna talk about with this debt payoff spreadsheet, but I'm saving that for another recap video because it would just make this video way too long to do it all at once. So let's talk about our debt payoff goals for January 2022. So the first goal is to pay $2,731 towards debt. Like I said, we're not paying a lot extra towards debt until we can get our emergency fund funded back to where we want it at $15,000, which is, we already have $5,000 in my business fund, and then our personal emergency fund is only at $9,000. So in January it'll go up to $9,500, and then we'll shortly be at $10,000 for our personal emergency fund. But until then, we don't have large extra debt payments, so it's going to be, let's see, $2,712 of just minimum payments on our student loans. It's just nice knowing that it's just student loans. I don't have to say student loans and anything, it's just student loans. And then I budgeted $19 for an extra debt payment, because after I put in all the numbers and I put in a round number for what we were gonna put towards our emergency fund, I could have put $519 towards the emergency fund for our budget this month, but I was just let's just put $500, and then the extra $19, I'll make an extra debt payment, because I just can't help myself, you guys. I'm so in the habit of making extra debt payments, whereas before it was a chore. Now it's I have to. It's so ingrained, automatic, that it feels weird not to make an extra debt payment. So $19 is $19 on $270,000 of debt. It's not gonna make a big dent, but no amount's too small. I always say that to you guys. There's no debt payment that's too small, that's not worth making. So it all helps, it all makes you make progress, it all helps go towards that principal so you pay less interest over time, assuming you have interest on your debt. I'm happy for anybody who has federal student loans and they are not accruing interest for an extra 3 months because it was extended to May that there's no student loan interest or payments. So I'm really, really happy that they did that, and I hope you guys are benefiting from that and taking advantage of it if you have federal student loans. So total payments this month we have budgeted is $2,731. And then the other goal for this month is just to kind of like ease into 2022 and breathe. I feel like our debt-free journey the past 2 years has been like kind of manic, at least in my own head. Maybe it hasn't come off like that to you guys, but it's like like all the time, like freaking out and like just very chaotic up in here. And now I'm feeling like, I don't know if it's because I'm pregnant and like the pregnancy hormones are doing this to me, but I'm just feeling like very peaceful inside my head lately. And I just want to like kind of breathe and ease into this year and kind of just like do the best we can, but like not be stressed about it, because I spent enough years stressing about student loans. And I think also now that we're just down to the student loans, I feel like, okay, even though we have a lot ahead of us, this is like the home stretch. These are the last debts that we have. We don't have credit card debt. We don't have car loans. We don't have a home equity line of credit. Like we had like 5 credit cards and then a consolidation loan and then a car loan. It was a lot going on before, and now it's just like 2 student loans and that's it. So I want to breathe, just ease into it, stay focused, stay disciplined, stay dedicated, but not be like panicking and frantic inside my head about this. So those are debt payoff goals for this month. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you like the video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this from me about debt payoff and budgeting and just life stuff in general, then make sure you hit that red subscribe button down there. I'd love to have you as a subscriber, and I'll see you guys soon in my next video. Bye.